Today, we are announcing Unlimited Power Season 3 for Set 3 of Star Wars Unlimited. I am here with Ryan from Man vs. Meeple. How are you doing, Ryan?
Hey Nelson, I'm doing great. I am super excited to have this invite. I am dying to play more Star Wars Unlimited
Oh my
for
gosh,
sure.
it's such a good game, and we got some
Yeah,
big changes for Season 3. The last couple of seasons, we've had a couple of different content creators. This season is just going to be the two of us. We're going head to head all season long, 8 rounds all the way
yeah.
through this set 3. But we are not actually limiting it to set 3. We're opening it up to the entire collection of Star Wars because we have some new reprints coming. We have Shadows of the Galaxy out and available. So soon we're going to have all the cards at our disposal. And so I'm really excited to see how some of these sets mesh up.
I am too. I'm very excited about what Twilight of the Republic is bringing. Nelson and I got the chance to kind of go hands-on with the starter decks ahead of the release. Check that out on our Man vs. Meeple channel if you want to see Nelson destroy me. But I'm really excited. And in fact, like you're saying, we have the whole breadth of Star Wars Unlimited open to us. But I'm looking at Twilight of the Republic because I'm loving these new mechanics. I'm loving these new leaders. And I'm loving this new system that we've got here. Nelson's going to talk about this, but I'm really looking forward to the creativity that this is going to open up for us.
Yeah. And let's dive into that. Before we do that, I will link our gameplay down below. So if you want to see that, it should be very easy for you to find. But yeah, so in the past, we've just opened up 3 packs and we've built our decks based on the random packs that we've opened. This time we're changing it. This is more of what I'm calling a management style league, where we're actually going to get $15 of bankroll every single week, and we can use that however we would like. So if we want to buy a pack and some singles, we can do that. Or even if we wanted to maybe sell some of our cards, we can do that as well. So if we open up this really awesome card that just doesn't quite fit in our strategy, which happened to me last season, I had this awesome card, I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what to do. I can sell that, add to my bankroll, and then buy the card that I actually need. And so I think, like you said, it's going to open up the deck builds a lot.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this management style system. It really does feel like you're managing a roster, managing a team. And now we are using the TCG player values here. And we're not, no creative math here. But one thing that is exciting to me about the idea of this league is like, just like any market, the value of these cards is going to ebb and flow. So, and the money that you don't spend carries over. So I like this whole idea of like, maybe I want to invest in some cards now.
Yeah.
And maybe even though later on they're really good for my deck, if the price skyrockets, I might consider selling them just to bring that value back in to spend on other cards. So that whole idea of watching the market and trying to sell into my roster, buy into my roster when it's the right price, super appealing to me.
Yeah, 100%. I'm so very much looking forward, especially once we start getting season 4, the Jump to Lightspeed spoilers, because when that happens, all chaos breaks loose and card values go bananas, right? And so you could be trying to anticipate, like I did this for set 2. I bought up a ton of black ones, which is just not a very good legendary from set 1, but they were like $7. And I was like, I'm hoping that maybe this will be valuable at some point.
Yeah,
And I think we're going to see some of that. But let's get into how we're going to start this league. We're actually going to start with $60. That gives us enough to buy a starter set. If you want to, you don't have to. I'm going to buy a starter set.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm probably going to buy some packs of cards. So $60, starter sets are about $35. Packs of cards are around $5 to $6. And so it gives you enough to kind of diversify our decks pretty significantly at the start of the I almost called it a race. I'm so into F1 right now that it's a race.
Yeah, pretty soon we're going to be bringing our own pit crews to assemble our deck and sleeve it for us. That's where Nelson wants to get this. I'm thinking, and also don't forget, pre-release is right around the corner as well. So if you could get into a pre-release, that you could just buy a pre-release pack. You're not going to get the same structure of buying one of the starter decks, but you are at least getting the major leaders.
Yep.
So that might be something you might want to consider in addition to, or instead of just buying a starter pack.
Yeah. And for our round structure, we're going to be doing 2 weeks rounds where we're going to be playing one match, best of 3 during that match with a 10 board sidecar or sideboard, 10 card sideboard. Words are hard sometimes, and then
Yep.
a 50 card deck. So normal constructed rules, and you can swap out after that first game. And we will be recording those, and we'll be posting them either here or on. Well, I guess here because we're posting this on both channels. We'll be posting it here or there. So we'll be posting them either on Nelson All Over Cards or on Man vs. Meeple. And we're also going to be kind of talking a little bit, doing a little bit of a pre-game discussion on what we did with our bankroll and how our decks have changed for that week.
Yeah, I think that's going to be interesting. You'll be able to come and tune into my videos where I'm going to be talking about exactly how I plan on beating Nelson the next week, and then watching that all fall apart in real time. But also, I plan, and I don't know if you're doing this, Nelson, but I plan on posting my updated collection, creating a new account to basically see, so you can log in and look at my collection anytime and see all of the cards that I have available, that I've purchased, what I've sold, etc. In a, like, you know, the virtual binder, so that you can kind of play along or tag along and see, you know, maybe you can figure out a better use for my cards than I have.
I love that idea. I didn't quite think about that, but I think that's an amazing idea. I will follow suit, and you know, probably Star Wars DB or whatever that one is.
Yeah, that's such a great resource.
It really is. I am excited to hear kind of what your initial thoughts are on where you're taking this initial bankroll, because I'm gonna grab a starter set. I think I'm kind of leaning set 1.
Ooh.
I really like
All
Luke
right.
and Vader. I don't know. I think both of them are pretty dynamic, and the one thing that I do like about set 1 is it comes with all 4 aspects. Now, it gives you a little bit
that's true.
smaller of a card pool of each one of those aspects, but you do get a little bit of each one of those. And I think I'm going to go that, and then a lot of packs. I'm just going to, at the initial onset, the start of this season, to kind of like try and get as many cards as possible so I can take my deck build in any route that I want to go, because I think if you completely crush me in 1 week, I may need to kind of define my deck build to try and counter you specifically.
Yeah, I think that's kind of going to be something that we have to really consider over the course of this league, because you just gave a great example. Knowing that you're buying maybe a set 1 starter, you're going to have access to Luke and Vader, who tough. Vader is tough. He's one of the toughest cards in the game, maybe other than Maul. But set 1, if you stay within set 1, most of your card pool is set 1. Set 1 doesn't really give you the tools to deal with like an overwhelming like token army like what you're going to see in set 3. So if I'm buying a set 3 starter and I'm going heavy on tokens, you might have to invest in something like Super Laser, or you have to buy some cards from set 3 that are designed, because the balance within these sets, like set 3 has a lot of cards to handle this influx of tokens that you're going to see in Twilight of the Republic. And so I was already planning on buying a set 3 starter set, and then probably paying just to buy singles for whatever leader I want to run.
Ooh, okay.
Because I don't really like Ahsoka or Grievous as lead. I mean, they're fine, but they're not the best leaders.
Yeah.
So I've already got my eye on a couple leaders that I think I'm just gonna buy after the fact to add to my collection.
That's fun. And what I like about the leaders is that the leaders are fairly affordable. The bases are pretty much free, right? So you can build your leader or your deck with pretty much any leader that you want. And so I'm really excited to see how these first week decks shake out.
I have no idea what I'm gonna do until I start opening packs. Oof.
Yep. And then like I looked it up. Super Laser Blast is more than 1 week's worth of bankroll, and so
it's an expensive card.
It's an expensive card. But I'm kind of also thinking with this set 1 starter decks, you have access to like Overwhelming Barrage, which can kind of deal with the token stuff. And so like I'm just trying to figure out, and I think it gives me a lot of flexibility. And there is a world in which I try and save up and purchase a second starter set somewhere down the line just to get access to a huge inflush of cards.
Yeah, I want the set 3 starter set, but you're right. It's kind of the opposite side, because the set 3 starter set is interesting in that it's very heavy on cunning. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with that.
Yeah.
And they're both leaders of the same aspect in set 3 too, right?
It's I think the bases are the same. I think the leaders are different. I think Grievous is cunning and Ahsoka is aggression.
Yeah, but and the bases are both command, right? So
Yeah.
it's interesting. It's an interesting set. So it doesn't give you as big a card pool.
Right.
I say there was a lot of cunning. I play a lot of Grievous, and spoiler alert, I really like cunning. It's my favorite aspect. So you're probably going to see me at least start with some kind of cunning deck. We'll see.
Nice. I hate playing against cunning, so this is going to be a great season for us.
It's gonna be fun. Let's see how the first week goes.
Yeah.
This might all go out the window. We're selling cards left and right to buy new stuff.
Well, you know what they say. This is where the fun begins. But, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I am looking forward to our week 1 showdown. Ryan, is there anything else that you want to say before we log off?
Can I say, may the force be with you? Am I allowed to say that?
You absolutely can. And may the force be with you as well. I'm looking forward to it. Tune in. Make sure you subscribe to either channel wherever you're watching this, either Man vs. Meeple or Nelson All Over Cards, to not miss any of the Unlimited Power League. So see you around. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks, Ryan, for joining.
Yeah, absolutely.